This Republican chaos is continuing on this Friday night in the House, which just rejected Kevin McCarthy for Speaker again, the 13th time. That's 2 more defeats for McCarthy today.
Kevin McCarthy is pretty much stuck at this point. He can't even stop these votes from taking place and losing over and over again.
House Republicans now are on the verge of becoming a total clown show if they're not careful.
What's it going to take to get over the top here?
We'll get it done tonight.
It looks like he will lose on this 13th ballot.
I've got a couple members flying back.
That's what it's been looking like as the weekend now looms on this Friday evening on the East Coast. It's clear this is one of the worst weeks for any party leader in American history in the last century. And that includes past speakers who were famously ousted by their own members, like Boehner or Gingrich, but who had at least amassed a coalition first. The New York Times reports how McCarthy contorted himself as his battle to become speaker limped towards a 4th day, a humiliating stretch of consecutive defeats in an election that's now the most protracted contest since 1859. With McCarthy offering concessions that could substantially weaken his own authority. And the reporting shows those concessions include weakening the Speaker's office by empowering a single member to force a vote to liquidate his rule, the whole thing, and put even more of these rebels in powerful positions, which to many Republicans would look like rewarding the disloyal behavior. Now, the bruising contest shows McCarthy is still short of the votes he needs, but today he did bring 14 Republicans back over to supporting his speaker bid. The House returns for a Friday night session at 10 p.m. tonight, currently in this adjournment. McCarthy claims momentum. He claims that he will still find a way to woo some more members, but the math only offers basically 2 paths. Get fewer people voting, which changes the threshold for a majority, or somehow, some way, after all of these losses, change minds and flip 2 of the original rebel opponents who've staked their whole identity this week on opposing him, people like Gaetz and Boebert and Biggs. It's clearly dawned on members over the course of this week, and especially ending the week, that they are finishing this first Republican week in office with the very clown show that Sean Hannity warned about, and the recriminations abound.
If we don't hold this line, the entire union is at stake.
They wanted to win the majority to fight inflation. The only thing they're fighting is each other.
We do not trust Mr. McCarthy with power.
The greatness of our nation hangs in the balance.
My father always told me one thing. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's new there. Kevin McCarthy vowing to finish strong. And while the string of losses means he is stuck watching more than leading right now, it's a predicament captured by the great singer Jimmy Cliff, depicting the process of, quote, sitting here in limbo, waiting for the tide to flow, sitting here in limbo, knowing that I have to go. They're putting up resistance, but I know my faith will lead me on. Let me tell you something that I don't know anyone ever thought we'd say. This is Kevin McCarthy's Jimmy Cliff moment. And I think Mr. McCarthy would certainly agree with the next lines from Mr. Cliff. Tried my hand at love and friendship, but all that is past and gone. This little boy is moving on. McCarthy tried friendship and appeasement with those rebels. That has not broken him out of limbo. Whether this little boy ever moves on with this 14th vote slated for tonight, well, that's the question hanging over all of Washington